Hello and welcome to what will be a pretty much different styled video to what I'd normally do. I don't usually upload many at all, but I feel like I need to upload this one. It's probably one of my greatest efforts I've ever done in league racing over the 2 years I've done it now. Yeah, thought I might as well try something new and show you guys what I was up to. There was a few incidents in the race, but at the end of the video I'll talk over them and I'll give my opinion to what went down. But anyway, we'll move on to quali now, so hope you guys enjoy. So here we are at the Singapore Grand Prix, the Marina Bay Street Circuit. We're about to start our final qualifying lap now. Heading up to the line, opening DRS and moving the ERS down into hot lap, down in turn 1, braking about 70 metres out, just clipping the apex, and then second gear for turn 3, get the power down nice and early to try and gain as much time as you can. Turn 4 now, third gear, just get a bit of extra rotation through the car and opening up to DRS and Raffles Boulevard now. The best overtaking possibility on the track with that DRS. Hard braking zone down in fourth gear, using a lot of that inside curb to find a lot of time, and down into second gear now. Through the left-hander, try widen up the apex as much as you can. You saw me going pretty wide there to try and keep momentum through the car. Down towards the Singapore slings, changed a bit over the years, but very difficult sequence of corners to get right, easy to lose the power. Over the Anderson Bridge, little lock up on the front right, but that's not going to bother us too much as we head back onto another small straight, can get a few overtaking manoeuvres done here in the race. Hold it in 6th gear, sorry, and drop it down to second for the corner to try and get power down again. Very important last sector of the track here, very technical. My first 2 sectors have been very strong so far, so at this moment I was just thinking of getting the lap in, being a bit cautious, and at this stage of the lap, I knew I was probably on to get top 2, nearly in pole. So if I got the lap in, which is pretty tidy through the final couple of corners there, leaving a lot to offer, but just getting the lap in, and that does put me in the front row. So as you can see, there's the results. We get pole position by nearly 2 tenths, and you can see me selecting my strategy now. I was feeling very confident for the race. I knew I had pretty good pace around here, so I think that was seen in quali as well. So just dropping the fuel a little bit, so I don't have to keep it enriched for the entire race. So here we go. Lights coming now, 5 red lights. We're in lean and hot lap to try to get the most power down without wheel spin, and it wasn't a bad start on our behalf. As you can see, the other guys didn't really jump us, but Bullet Boy, well, I call him Tyler because we know him by name, got an excellent start in that Ferrari, had a pretty much perfect launch off the line, and yeah, that put him in P1, so I wouldn't say it was a bad start on our behalf, but Tyler just had a really good start, so as you heard me say there. So not even through the first sector of the track of the lap yet, sorry, and safety car already out. So this changes the strategy a bit. I'll let you listen.
No, there's no point pitting.
And as you just heard, there's no point pitting. The tyres could probably get to then, but you'd be pretty slow. So I gave myself a little bit of space here to see what Tyler's going to do. And Tyler stayed out. So if he went in, I probably would have followed him. And yeah, a lot of the other cars behind stayed out as well. So catching up to the safety car now. Just saving fuel, tyres, and our battery deployment. So Aaron was the only one who went in, I think, and yeah, as Seb just said, then he's gone into medium, so he could be one to watch by the end of the race. Heading on to the final lap of the safety car, I instantly knew what I did wrong. If you exceed any track limits under safety car, you're gonna cover a penalty for it, and so I'll have to serve a 5-second penalty in my next pit stop. But over to the safety car restart now. Tyler maintains the pace until we get racing again, and you can see he's gone now. I wasn't sleeping too much, it wasn't too bad, and he gets very sideways out of the final corner on his cold tyres, so it gave me a chance to catch back up again after his little initial getaway, and we're back to green flag racing. So mindset here was just to follow him and yeah, just try to pull away from the guys behind until that next pit stop came up, which was about lap 9, I think. So went on to lap 5 here. You can see we pulled away a little bit, and as my engineer was just telling me, DRS was now online, so we've already gapped the guys behind and pulled away that second already. So if I can just say with Tyler, I'm in a pretty good situation for the race at the moment. I had a lot of time to spare on my delta, so I was able to just fly by the time that ended, and you can see we caught right back up to Tyler there with Sam just behind us over a second. So we're in a pretty good situation in the race. Set a purple sector 1 there, as you can see, and heading up to the line now. And you can see Tyler's actually left the session, so whether or not that was a disconnection or not, his car's now being controlled by an AI, so he's no longer in the session, and I knew this was very important for me to instantly get around him, because by doing that, I was able to pull a really large gap to the next car behind, who was Sam, and hopefully they were going to get held by Tyler's AI, so pretty nice run, and an easy overtake in the end. So lap 8, we're into P1, and it was a really nice time to push, but on to the end of the next lap, and we're actually going to go in the pits here. As you can see, very slow pit lane and 60 kilometers, which I just make, as you can hear me say, into the pit box now. And I do have to serve that 5-second penalty, which is a bit unfortunate, as I was in such good position. So this really gave a chance for Mackenzie, who actually did an undercut. You can see him on the mini-map in the bottom left. He's a red car down the bottom of the track now, going over the green line. So I'm still coming out of the pits, and you can see him onto this pit straight now. It was pretty crucial if I was able to jump him here. He's coming over to my right. Out of the pit lane we go, got to take it nice and cautious, not going to put any effects setting that line, and you can see Mackenzie does end up jumping us, and I was saying to him, Party, we just got to really focus and set really good lap times to jump the rest of the field here. Heading on to the end of this lap, and the rest of the front runners have now jumped into the pit lane, so it's important to see that we actually do jump them. I do get a lot of oversteer out of the final corner, which really hurts my run. You can see 3 cars coming out of the pit lane there, where I'm just going to slot out behind Sam here, which is a bit annoying. I really wanted to come out in front of him, because I feel like I had more pace in this entire little battle pack here. So 2 positions that I now have to make up, and yeah, I'm still in the race, but it's just annoying that I didn't have that like 5-second gap, which I did before the pit stop due to that silly mistake on the safety car. But you can see Sam on his cold tyres just coming out of the pits. He's really struggling on the traction. We're very close. So we're saving fuel and ERS while we're behind him, because by doing this as well, we're still keeping pace with him. And as you can hear me say, a bit annoyed that I did get that 5 seconds, but over the Anderson Bridge now into the hairpin. Nice overtaking spot if you can get a good run, but we got a great run on Sam just behind him. He covers to the inside, I go to the outside, brake a bit earlier, he goes deep, and we get the power down nice and early. Able to pull alongside him and into the next right-hander, we can get the job done very nicely. So that moves us up to P13 at the moment. Still a lot of cars to pit, and just continuing down to the next lap, I think now. And as you heard, another car was in, and a safety car comes out now as well, which isn't what we need, because I'll let you listen this whole time actually.
Can't go to the end from here.
Yeah, but really pit, probably. Another safety car.
Fuck, Kim's jumped us as well.
Ken.
Oh, unless... Wait, did Kim pit? Has Kim pit?
Okay, we should jump all those guys in front of us. That massive train there, if we have to jump, that's so important.
Yeah, oh yes, you got ahead of Sam.
Yeah, I got Sam. So yeah, so if you look in the bottom left where that mini-map was, you saw that massive train of cars, and that was really crucial that we came in front of them, because they were doing an alternate strategy to us, and if we get caught behind them, it's really going to affect us. But here's Aaron coming out of the pit lane, very quick driver, and Mackenzie's just not able to get him. So Aaron is on medium tyres though, so he is looking to go to the end, and he will be quicker for the first initial stage of this this stint. So safety car restart here. Leader backing us right up. I'm not too sure who it is. I think they're two Torosas who are yet to pit, so they're going to be very slow, and it's going to be important to try and make as many positions as we can. But yeah, back up to racing speed, as our engineer just said, and just looking to get back in another rhythm. It's very difficult to do so after a safety car has just come out. But you can see Aaron and Phil, I think that is, in front of Mackenzie there, are really battling. And I don't think Aaron's too happy because he's on the quicker tyre to Phil, and needs to get a move done if he wants to try to get enough breathing air to the guys behind. So still going side by side. Aaron trying to hold around the outside now, just left enough space it looks like, and he can get the job done. So bit of a battle between those guys, but Aaron was able to get the move done in the end. But heading on to the end of lap 15 now, lap after safety car, and coming onto this straight, and we get a lot of oversteer and do end up getting hit by the car behind. So at this stage it wasn't what I needed to happen, as you never want it to happen, I guess. But at this stage of the championship as well, with a couple rounds to go, I really needed a full bag of points. So back down into dead last with wind damage, and there was a bit of a crash up here. We can hear Aaron also must have been hit. And yeah, the safety car comes out. So very lucky on my behalf, as it gives me a free pit stop. To go into medium tyres, which means I'll be quicker than all of the top guys, but I just have to get overtakes done. You can see the two Ferraris hitting each other there.
Tyler's car just ran up Ken's ass.
And that is Tyler's AI car still, so he still hasn't been able to rejoin the session, and into the pits we go. So we're going to put on the medium tyres.
Oh, and Albert's not going to be able to go because bloody Tyler's AI is blocking.
And you can hear my situation I'm in here.
Albert can't go.
Albert's got a 5-second penalty first of all, changes tyres, and then the Ferrari in front can't actually go anywhere. And then Tyler's got a green light there, and not Tyler, sorry, my teammate Albert's got a green light there, and he hasn't been able to go because of Tyler's car. So bit annoying. A 10-second pit stop when they should be about 2 seconds, and that's not including the time I was sitting behind.
Singapore never works for me, man.
And there's me with my mid-race whinge. I felt really confident around here, and it was a bit of a punch in the gut to be pretty much dead last now out of the pack. So 11 laps to go in the race, green flag racing again, and we are on medium tyres, quicker than the rest of the field, so we'll have to see what we can do. Defending Aaron behind us now. I'm not sure why he went back in the pits for another set of meetings, but either way, you could say we're dead last. Next important task is to get past Tyler's AI car here. Is this really going to hold me up if I can't? So it was an issue that I really had to get past quite quickly, and my engine was quite hot, so he did pull away in a straight line. But yeah, it was a bit of a dodgy move, but it's just something I had to get done. It wasn't worth sitting behind, and you can see Aaron went next corner as well, so it was very important to get the move done. But heading on to the mid lap now, you can see adding in the fence, so that's another free position we'll gain. Right behind our teammate now, the former F2 champion. He moved up to F1 with us now, and he's been a real good teammate this season, helping with quali and getting some points in the races. So basically pushing him along the final corner as he's on the harder tyre, covers Aaron, and yeah, we're able to gain another position. Thankfully Albert not hurting us too much in the process. But now on to the next two cars in front of us. John Pliner and Mr. Sanders both battling. We're basically pushing John through Raffles Boulevard here. John looks to the inside. We're going to try to follow him through the inside if we can. Give him a little bump. I'm not sure if there was a bit of desync lag there or whatnot, but John still allows to get the position, and we're still stuck behind Mr. Sanders. And John is on that
I couldn't do anything there, man.
fresher compound of tyres like us as well, so he's really going to start pulling away from Mr. Sanders, and we have to get past pretty much immediately. And we got a pretty nice run here looking up to the Anderson Bridge, and we think of just sending it up the inside there, and it's a pretty nice move, no lockups, and get the power down nicely. Another position, so we've gained about 4 positions in a matter of 2 laps here, but skipping 2 laps later, nearly losing the rear, so our tyres overheating a little bit, and it looks like a pretty nasty battle pack here.
Ken, drive, please.
Gets held up a little bit behind Ken, and we get the choice to go down the middle, but that the gap closes a little bit, and we just decide to again follow John and this time make it work. So Ken's forced outside and loses 2 positions in one go, just due to being on the wrong side of the track. So following up to end of lap 23, start of lap 24 now. Not long to go in the race, and we're in P9, so we need to be able to position a lap nearly a bit more. And John is still in front of us here. And I feel like we were quicker than John for the majority of this stint. We were pushing along and putting nice pressure on. So just getting a good exit onto Raffles Boulevard again, and you can hear me saying that's pretty nice. So up to Rich and overtake, getting the move done pretty easily, and I think John was happy to let that one go as well. As I said, I did feel like I had a bit of superior pace to him, so it was important to get around him and push up to this battle pack. As you can see, they were pretty far ahead, but onto the end of this lap, and we're already into their DRS range, and it pulled into a second. So again, important to try and make as many moves as we can, not waste any time. And there's our first penalty of the race, which isn't good. I think a lot of drivers did have penalties as well, but continuing on, same lap about into the middle sector, and you can see Izzat, the Singaporean, goes for a move up the inside. They're going side by side, and I'm given the choice to either follow one of them, and I did think Gunners was going to have a better exit here and able to hold his position, but he's not. And Izzat on the softer tyres is able to get the move done quite nicely, so I should have followed him instead, but now stuck behind Gunners and can't waste any time. We're heading on to lap 26 now, and I'm in P8. So nice run onto the straight, and we're going to try go for a move here if we can. Gunners defends the inside and forces the outside of the track, and bit of wheel bump there. I wouldn't say we overtook off the track, but as you heard my engineer again just say, nice move around the outside there and up to P7, so we really have to get our head down with 6 laps to go in this race. Now 5 laps to go, sorry. And Izzat's just in front of us. He obviously wants to do well at his home race, but so do I in the championship standings. So we get a nice exit out of turn 3, and we're going to have a look at turn 4, which isn't really an overtaking opportunity, but we make it stick nevertheless. And we're able to get the move done. So now Josh is ahead of us. He's ahead of us in the championship as well, and ahead of him is the leader of the championship, Amazing Hours. So it's important to get these moves done here, as I could close the gap between my 2 championship rivals. So we're on the softer compound of tyre, a lot fresher tyres as well, so can't waste any time with 4 laps to go in this race and 5 positions to get. So we're going to have a look at the inside of the Anderson Bridge as well. A bit of a bump with Josh, but it was just later on the brakes, and I think Izzat didn't get the move done on Josh, and Josh was able to maintain his position. But now a lap later, same position again, on the back of Amazing Hour, the championship leader. Very close between the top 5 here.
Over the bridge again.
And I was thinking to move up the inside, but Andrew defended it nicely, following Sam. So we go to the outside and we get the power down very nicely. Andrew gets a bit of a wobble, and that gives us another position up into P4 now, with about 3 laps to go in this race. So gonna head on to lap 29 of 31. Been nearly racing for an hour now around this track, and we really need a good result here. So right up the back of Sam, all these top 3 are on really bad tyres compared to myself, so have a lot more traction and grip than them, and you can see we're going to try go for the same move here that we did on Izzat. And we give Sam a little bit of a bump onto the rear right, and we're going side by side down Rappers Boulevard now. Andrew decides to try send it down the middle, and we brake very late, leave a bit of space on the inside, and as you can see, I think Andrew hit the back left of my tyre, and as him being the championship leader, that's really going to give us a good chance to gain a few points. So I'll talk after the race as well what I thought of that incident, but we'll continue on with the race now. I do have the 3 seconds, and Josh behind us doesn't have anything, so we do have to try and get past. We do have to get past these 2 cars in front of us, and Mackenzie just nearly threw away his race there. As you can see, he knows he made a really bad mistake, and it was a corner he's probably taken at least 1,000 times in his life, and he's got it wrong right when he doesn't need to. But I nearly lose the rear again, heading on to the front straight. 2 laps to go in this race now, and my tyres are overheating a little bit, as you can see. A bit twitchy here and there, but we're still going to try get past these 2 cars in front of us nevertheless, and abusing the track limit, getting a warning, which I knew I could get, and just getting a good run into the straight. As you can see, right up behind Mackenzie, but my engine's a bit too hot, so I don't have as much straight line speed as I'd like. Mackenzie sends it up the inside, bit of contact between himself and Phil, and that allows me just to get up the inside. Phil's still on my inside now, and with the better power and traction, I was able to get a really nice double overtake there. Again, I'll talk on that later on after the video, but heading on to the final sector now. 59 minutes of racing, and we're able to pull a very nice gap. Josh in P3, I thought he didn't have a penalty, which he didn't, and he got a penalty on the final lap, I think it was. So with about 4 corners to go, just making sure we can keep it clean. If we got another warning, we get a penalty as well, using all the track. And up to the line we go, and in 11 laps we've gone from P15 to P1, so with our championship leader not finishing as well. So there's the results, and yeah, it was a pretty interesting race to say the least, but I'll give you my viewpoints on it now. So the collision we had with Amazing Hour, who ended up spinning off, he went up the inside myself and Sam and made it 3 wide going down into the next left-hander. I felt like I left enough space for 1 car. I didn't realise there were 2 cars up my inside, so there wasn't much I could do there. I think if I had gone any deeper, I would have nearly hit the fences. You saw me go pretty wide anyway. And onto the collision with Mackenzie and Phil, you might have heard me saying that Mackenzie has to get past Phil at that stage, which was correct, and I think Mackenzie also knew that, because Josh behind us didn't have a penalty, and the top 3 all had a penalty. So if Mackenzie wanted to win that race, he had to get that move done there and then, and try pull a gap. So that's what he went for, and there was that bit of contact between them. Make what you will of that between them, and it allows me just to sweep around the inside and get the double move done. So yeah, that's pretty much the whole lot. 11 laps and 16 positions, so yeah, that's my greatest ever league race, I think, and yeah, that's a one-off video for doing it as well. Thought I'd share it with you guys, and hopefully you all enjoyed. So yeah, see what we can do for the rest of the championship, but thanks for watching anyway, and see you later.